Okay, today is January the 22nd, 2016. We're watching the Northeast Pacific water vapor loop, watching a storm right here that's moving into the west coast with a strong cold front. The problem we're having today is we've been just blanketed with chemtrails for the last 2 days, and that is helping to raise or rather to lower the relative humidity and the dew point. Currently, right now in Los Angeles, we have 30.02 on the barometer. We've got a relative humidity of only 49%, despite all this moisture moving in. This is a lot of this is all chemtrail mix right in along this entire area, central and southern California. We'll take a look at that later on the MODIS Today map. The temperature is currently 52 degrees, and we've got a dew point of 33 degrees, which is very low, 33 degrees Fahrenheit for the dew point. That's very, very low for what we're seeing going on right here. Two things. We've got disruption right here in the jet stream. That is cutting off this long moisture field that would normally be winding right into this core of this storm. Now, this was a 998 millibar storm earlier today. Right now it's 990 millibars, so it has strengthened somewhat. Here in the infrared loop, we can see the impact that transmitter is having on this moisture field. It's broken it apart. And also, if we go back to the water vapor once again, we can see that right here, there is some evidence of heat being applied right adjacent to that core. There's a dark area that forms. Now, if we go back to the infrared, we can see that has caused a disruption in this moisture field winding into the core of that low pressure vortex. Okay. And of course, there's a HAARP transmitter right here on the core. Go back and take another look at that right here. You've got heat focused right on top of this core, and that is to weaken this thing. Okay, let's take a look now at the western U.S. water vapor loop. And we can see more closely what's actually happening here. We've got a big disruption right here. There's a transmitter that's broken apart the continuity of this moisture flow into this storm. That's been disrupted. We have the transmitter right on this core, which is this is probably all the same transmitter right through here, and that has caused a disruption right in here. Also up here, we have an area of dry air, a pocket that just opens up right there. The forecast for Southern California is around 1/10 of an inch, so they've changed their forecast just in the last day. Once again, these people never really know what's going on. That is, I think they're forced to read the Raytheon weather scripts that are handed to them, and they're changing every day. Let's take a look here. Here's the infrared loop. You can see closely what's happening here. We've got that disruption and a lot of dry air right in the core of this system, which you're putting high pressure right on top of this spinning low, so that's going to cause a lot of violent activity. This system is causing 25-foot swells right off of the coast of California. Let's take a look at the jet stream right now. Whoops. We can see those disruptions in the jet stream right down here. This is not very accurate, but it does depict some disruptions going on, and see that right here. Okay, next is the surface analysis map, and this is that storm moving right towards the west coast, 990 millibar. Little trough shown right here, and we have a couple of areas of high pressure shown here, 1,022 millibar, and this is following that on the back side of that cold front. If we go back to the big map once again, or the western U.S. map, we can see that right here. This is that high pressure they're probably talking about right in all through here. All right. Also, we've got some other activity out here. This is a 968 millibar gale force system, and another system here. These are there's things that are merging. We've got a developing hurricane force storm right out at 170 east, about 34 north, right in here. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, next is the ocean swell report. We have 25-foot swells right here in the core of that storm as it moves towards the west coast. So the California coast is going to be hit with some pretty large swells in the next day and a half, couple of days over the weekend, especially during right here along the central California coast. Mavericks. Okay, next is this is the MODIS Today map. This is True Color satellite map, just showing all the chemical aerosols that were sprayed into the skies today, and it's quite heavy spraying everywhere today. This is the LA area right down here, and there are just streaks everywhere. They were spraying all over the place today. And if we go offshore, we can really see the activity spraying all over the tops of these rain clouds, and this goes well up north. This particular section of map continues all the way up to Big Sur and Monterey. Up in this area, this is all, they're getting a lot of rain up there, but over these clouds we can see the chemtrails. They are spraying all over, and it just so happens that these chemtrails are much more effective in the Southern California area than they are in the Northern California area because of the heavy cloud cover that's moving in on that storm. We can see these streaks. They're running all over the place here. We can see that's all chemtrail mix. This white stuff here, that's the natural clouds trying to deliver rain. Okay, so very, very heavy spraying day today and yesterday in the LA area. Okay, let's take a look at these pressure maps. We have, this is the surface pressure map, sea level pressure. You can see, we can see high pressure all over, stationed all over the place here. The high indicated here is center high right there, 1,019 millibar here, and a 1,021 millibar centered right here. And let's take a look now at the 500 millibar. We've got some areas of high pressure indicated right here. That's going to point this thing in a east-northeast direction. And the same with the 300 millibar, a lot of high pressure right in here. And also, now like I said, there's a forecast for rain, but it's changing all the time. I don't think we're going to get much, probably around a tenth of an inch. I agree with what they're saying on television. Okay, now here's the East Coast jet stream. We've got a storm right down in here, powerful low pressure. It's got a HAARP transmitter on it, and it's moving towards the northeast. Let's take a look now at this is the eastern U.S. water vapor loop, and we can see that storm right there. And they've got heat right on the core, and that's going to cause a lot of violent activity when you put high pressure right down on top of low pressure. We can see a lot of violent activity in that core. And it's also disrupting the moisture field, this jet stream moisture field that would wind a lot more moisture into this thing. We can see that high pressure right there, that's a transmitter, man-made activity right here. And that is stopping or preventing, it's diminishing the storm's ability to draw off of this other moisture field right here, which would be into the jet stream and winding right into the core. But the trade-off is that they've got high pressure right on top of this low pressure, and that's going to be causing a lot of violent weather. So we'll see what happens. And here is the rainbow loop. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's the summary for today. And hopefully we'll get some rain. It's pretty amazing, though, that these gigantic storms just don't produce any rain for the Southern California area. But we've got people in control, and Mother Nature's no longer in control of our weather. Out here we can see we got spinning lows out here in various places. This is another area right here that has a transmitter on it. We'll just keep an eye on things. This is a very large moisture field that's being disrupted. And we'll do another update tomorrow. So that's it.